Yo, it's Jesse. Look at the miles of this. 232, 666. And actually, right when I got to about halfway here, the came up to a stop sign on the highway and it said low oil pressure. I was like, oh, that was great. And then as soon as I gassed on it, it went straight to work, and I was like, oh, that's great. She's smoking bad. But we're fixing to take this machine and mulch this right here. Yeah, we know I'm here. So this is where they pushed up a bunch of stuff on this side and that side, but this is one family here that owns this, the son and the guy that's having me do it. So we got this little bit, and there is rock here, so I didn't sharpen. That's what I'm gonna do when I get off with the machine, is sharpen the knives. And then we got to clean up this and that. So bunch of dead stuff. So he said take all this stuff out right here, whatever I can get in 2 days. Shouldn't take too long once I get in here. Ooh. Oh yeah, this is pretty wet, and it rained yesterday too on my way home from work, so rained pretty good bit. Look at that nice thumbnail right there. But anyway, we'll get that off and we'll get it running, and we'll see what we can do. All right, so this is what happens when you try to move stuff around and you forget about your pads. They got wet, and as soon as you start grabbing, it'll grab when it's wet and it breaks them loose. Now this is spinning. It hit pretty good a while ago, so I did at least 5 of the centers on each side. Well, no, maybe not even that, maybe 5 or 6 total before these pads. You can see because they got, I don't know if you can see or not, but they got cavern, like it looks like dry rot in there. You can see the little things in here. I left them back here, and we had that good rain, and it was a good full day's worth of rain. Let me show you. You can tell by, hey, stuck to the thing. You can tell by how like curled up they are. There's probably like 6 or 7 of these that are still soaking wet, like on the bottom. So I'm gonna have to, it was literally 250 bucks. No, 175. It's freaking annoying. Forgot one thing. That's why I try to keep from setting down at the end of the day. But I was moving stuff because I thought it was gonna rain, or they said it was gonna rain. So I just started moving this around. I guess that's what I get. All right, I guess we're just gonna go ahead and start, and you can even tell it's still wet right there. So I probably should have brought them in instantly and started putting them on heat. But anyway, we're gonna roll these ramps up and get this started. We're gonna do everything double checked, make sure we got good fluids. So let's get to it. Everything's nice and wet, so that's kind of like a lubrication. I think it really helps as well, as long as it ain't super wet. So let's see what we can get done today. So I haven't been mulching long. It's like 9:15 or something like that, which it took me a little longer to grind. It's probably like 8:15. So it's shredding the privet, but we also got some hardwood and cedar. Now the cedar's like not mulching as good as I thought it would. So we got a bunch of trees down as well, and it's got a big clump, so it's kind of hard to have to come at an angle. And then this looks pretty smooth all the way up to this corner of the other property on the other side, and it's not much. I've only seen one person pass by, and I'm gonna blow off the road to clean it up, so that way nobody gets look at that. Gotta get in there and get that so that way they don't have a busted tire or something like that. So just came in. He had a bunch of piles about right in here, so I hit some right here, and then there was some down on this lower side, and there's some right there where that log's at, which it's one of those that don't matter what you hit it with, it's not gonna mulch it up. But stuff like this, you can see where they cut stuff a long time ago, and see it literally just fell apart when I kicked it. Look at that. So that's what I like to see. But we got all this right here, and I thought about putting those new knives on because there's a mixture of hardwoods, and I'm trying to take out ooh, there's a briar. I'm trying to take out these right here. They're like maybe a little bit bigger. I'd say about at least 5 to 8, because that's what he's wanting cleaned out. And then he's just wanting, you know, the bigger ones like this, that's like a basketball size, and I can really take them out with new ones. So I'm just trying to get in here. So what my plan is come in and mulch all this other small stuff with the knives, that way I can get my max amount of usage out of them, and then come in later with the new knives and just start fine-tuning like stuff like this. See, it gets really small, and then it gets into like maybe like a 2-liter size. Of course I'm gonna take out the other ones, but right now it's just hitting the main ground. They can always come in and, oh, I don't like it, cut it and it's down. Then they can cut it down, burn it, whatever. So that's the main focus, what you have to do when you're doing this. Anyway, let's get back to cleaning. I got out so that way I can clean the front windshield, and then I was going to open this up, that way I can get some more light. So, and as well as there's a big old sandstone right there, or sand rock, and then once I come in here I can, which I'm gonna move my truck, which is gonna be slinging on my truck, but once I get the new knives I can come in and hit the, that looks like a hickory, and then we got some of these right here, nice hardwoods, and then there's a big mound of dirt right here, and then over there as well. And then all they did was just push a bunch of branches on top of it, or in it. So we'll just have to get in here best way we can. I'm gonna take that one out because it's dead up top and it's broke out. But yeah, I mean, this is some pretty easy stuff, and we're gonna do some time lapses, stuff like that. And these knives are just poopy. And I got a few of these started sharpened, but see, it's got a fat edge. I can sharpen them and use them for like a rocky job. See, some of them are still pretty, got some usage in them. I think these are the ones, yeah, these are the ones I sharpened, these 4 right here, so they have helped some. I'm gonna get all this cleaned up, and I'm gonna clean that up. And I had to pee, so I usually send a picture to the owner, that way they can see what I'm doing, and when they say that's awesome, just keep on rolling. Anyway, we're gonna get back to it. had to get out a minute, stretch, double check things, make sure nothing's on fire in the machine and all that good stuff. You gotta get that every now and then, check your stuff. And I gotta clean that too. It's don't look that bad, but it's got a film on it. It's kind of hard to see. But I like to clean this stuff up because I can't see if something jabs up real quick. I like to keep it clean. So, oops, but a bunch of dead pines. We're gonna try to push these and mulch these over. That way the customer don't get out here and get hit with his open cab. I don't even think it's got a shield over it. It's just got a little roll bar on it. That's all it's got. So we're gonna try to mulch these up. And I don't know if it's, I think this is a little creek, so we're gonna have to be careful right here. Where they built this new place over here, they pushed up a bunch of piles right here, and over there, and on that lower side. So we're gonna have to be careful. I see some water hose right here. That's not too safe. Let's see. Yeah, there's a few things here. There's big mounds. You can definitely tell somebody's back here with a dozer a long time ago. We got a lot opened up, which I was working right here, but there was so much vines. But these knives they ain't cut worth a flip. Definitely need to be sharpened. But you can see a big mound of dirt right here. It's all right here. It's like a little creek, so I have to be careful there too. We still got that corner over there you can kind of see, and then we gotta kind of like square it up. So, but I'm gonna work my way right here, start mulching all this up and getting it cleaned up a little bit better. While I was over here kind of cleaned up, I cleaned up like 3 bigger trees, kind of wanted to thin them out. And I absolutely started eating a freaking rock. I also hit some cable right in here somewhere. Go ahead and try to get close to it. Where's it? It's right here. Oh yeah, that sucker's huge. That thing was slinging some sparks right there. Luckily, I can move it. It's like some trash. Gotta watch out for some withers. But we're gonna go ahead and get this out of the way because I come over here and that thing started bouncing. So I ate a couple of teeth up pretty bad. So luckily we're gonna go ahead. I got my fancy tripod right here. So we're gonna go ahead and set it on top of here. I'm gonna grab me something to snack on real quick, and then we're gonna get back to mulching this, kind of open this up, and then kind of going in, kind of pushing the whole center, and then working around the edges tomorrow, and then we'll fine tune. Tree fell. We'll fine tune all the corners, but my plan is to at least get everything pushed to the corners to about right in here, and then that over, and then we lack just a little bit on that side, but I want to clean up further than what he wants because there's a bunch of stuff where he's pushed, and I can clean some of it while I have this machine here to kind of help him. But he may want me to go all the way back and around his property on that side and the back side, so who knows. But anyway, got the tripod out and we'll go ahead and get some of that action. since I had a phone call, I'd just pull the head down and stop and show you what we got done. I mean, this is pretty good to have some pretty good dull knives, but they still cutting like, you know, new ones. This ain't much acreage as well, but the thing is there's some big materials you can see right there. That's laid down, tree right there, and then got a pile of this. So I think it's already 2 something. I think once I gotta blow the machine off because it got like 216 a while ago, I think, because there's a bunch of stuff on it. It's sucking up dust, so I gotta blow the filter out, which I try to do it by lunch. But once we get done and blow it off, we're gonna come back and clean up this corner right here and all this. So I'm gonna try to push all this, and then work on this last. So that way we'll have the corners done. And then tomorrow we can start over there and then work, fine tune everything else. And then kind of hit some of this because there's a bunch of garbage, and then hit that over there tomorrow. So right, I can push everything today, most of the big 3/4 of it today. It's not too bad. I mean, it's absolute toothpicks, which it is privet, so, which is really soft junk. So, but I'm gonna blow it off. I'm gonna mulch all this other stuff, and then hit all this lower stuff right here, lay it down, like all this junk. At least get it knocked down and cleaned up, and then tomorrow we'll fine tune. I'm gonna put new knives on it at the end of the day, so that way when we get back here we'll be able to hammer down. All right, so narrowing down the last few minutes, let everything cool down here. I gotta fuel it up. There's the fuel. That's probably gonna be about 40 gallons right there, which I let it spool down, but anyway. Oh man, putting new knives on it shortly. Blow the machine off. Some of them are toasted, but these still got a little bit of life in them. So you can see the edge. We're gonna grind them down once we get a good setup and the want to. See, some of them's pretty good still. It just needs a good grinding. Found a 2x4. Got some chunks here and there, but that's expected. Wow, look at that. It's hard to tell with the sun right over here. Get a little bit of these, ouch, twigs. It's got thorns on it. But anyway, we got a bunch of vines laying down. We're gonna take some of these out. But we pushed a lot. Pushed pretty good bit over there. And that was with very dull knives. So tomorrow, see, like this, there's some cedar. There's a bunch of these pushed in the ground. I'm gonna do that tomorrow while Grant mulches. So all I'm gonna do is just take these chunks, throw them in a pile, and then chainsaw some of this up to make a cleaner look. But I got a new set of knives, some Romac knives right here. We're gonna go ahead and put on, and that way we'll have some nice new fresh knives in the morning. They finally dried out. Anyway, let's see. Gotta fix that. We'll have to grind some tomorrow for sure. Man, look at that. A little bit of garbage and tools, and bunch of things I got to do for my lady. There's my Xbox. So, here's my 3/4 fixing to put her to work. All right, let's get this and then we'll put those new knives on, and we'll be back here tomorrow. So.